Hello.
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 Good day. Good
How are you
day.
guys?
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
And
Yeah.
you?
We will not talk too much this week.
Quick story. How are you guys? Good. Okay.
Good.
Perfect.
Good. Yeah.
How was the
Same
week?
old.
It was great.
It was very good.
No, but are you back? When did you get back from Spain, Ralph?
Last week was I still in Spain?
Yeah.
Damn, time flies, man. When you're
Yep.
having fun. I came back last week, Thursday, and I had a beautiful weekend
Ah,
here in Holland. It was nice weather. We had
Yeah, it
like
was.
20 degrees, so I went from Spain with nice weather, where there was 25, then 20-ish in Holland. I worked in my garden. It's like making music, only a little bit slower because you have to be like, you have early bloomers and late bloomers.
What's
Man,
the same
quite
with making
adventurous.
music? What's
Sorry?
the link with making music to you?
Well, because you have all these layers. You have like what I say, early bloomers, mid bloomers, late bloomers, and then you can make like this orchestra of flowers and when they bloom. So when it's April or May, then this section will be blooming. Then from June up until August, that section, and then winter is coming, starting autumn. We have the late bloomers.
Okay, okay. So your garden is full of late bloomers now.
No, it's the perfect balance, like my music. Yeah.
It's autumn. Autumn is here. Like you, the
It's all balancing, man.
automation clips. It's all
ah,
linked.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
Okay,
automated
perfect.
it all, and I do it through water and sun.
Fruity Loops. Huh?
Fruity Loops,
Yeah,
exactly.
flower
And
loops.
Jay, did you want to vent something about creating average bootlegs and then call it a hit
Yes. I hate it when people do that.
without dropping names?
Wait, have you been to the
Not
hairdresser,
dropping names,
Jay?
but did you hear that one remix now? So what people do nowadays is they
People
have a
generalizing.
track that
Okay.
is a good track. Um, in a like popular style. Good track, not too special. Then they put a vocal on it. They don't use any of the original arrangement. They just put the vocal on it. Huge vocal, like that vocal on itself is a hit. I won't name the vocal. Um, and then they're like, "Whoa, yeah, this is my remix, and yeah, we're releasing it, and I'm so popular." And they do get very popular on TikTok and on whatever. But
Are
I
you
just think like,
describing us?
yes.
That's my
And then
modus
I'm
operandi,
like,
man.
it's
That's what
like
we do.
it's like those people become so popular and all that's all good. Like I hope they do good, but I
Thanks.
just don't see any like real original stuff there. And it's just like you're gonna base your career on that one a cappella you put on a track you made. That's good, but average good. And it's
I
like
gotta say,
I kind of think like that's I wouldn't want to start my career like that. Let's say because it's pretty difficult. Um, yeah,
What's difficult about it?
try to follow that up. Try to follow um yeah, like that a vocal that already has been proven as a hit and you put a track under it, you can it's still like an accomplishment, but you can way easier get way more traction really fast. But
but isn't that
then
how a lot of guys or girls do it now? Making bootlegs, gaining
yeah,
recognition.
yeah, and I kind of miss like hits that are original a little bit. I hear the
Yeah,
same
but
vocals if I see.
didn't like careers of Samveld, Lucas and Steve spawn that way?
Yeah, but I miss original stuff
Oh yeah, but
then.
that's okay. That's okay. But it's not a bad strategy. We do it quite a lot, making bootlegs.
Yeah, but
They do
it's
well on
like
TikTok.
the problem it lies in that word. It's too much maybe a strategy. Strategy. It's a
Well,
tough
yeah,
word.
but it's a logical thing. I mean, nowadays, like David Guetta said it himself, he's playing like 95% own tracks, but you see that's all throughout the industry. People, DJs play like
His
some
own
play
remakes, you
60s,
mean?
some
His
80.
own
They,
remakes
they,
of
yeah, but everybody wants the recognition. It's in all genres, even the underground as the
Yeah, but
recognition
I think that's not
tracks in
something
there.
to per se strive for in your career. I think that comes with making great music, making great original music. And I think maybe I'm just in the wrong TikTok algorithm, and I'm not seeing too much original
Maybe
music.
you're
But a
just
lot
old.
of the big parties and the big um, things that I see are always like there's a remake or there's a '90s hit or a zeros hit, and it's like give me a new hit. So maybe people in the chat
But
or
there are
on
some cool
Discord
new
can provide
hits.
us with some cool new
Do
hits.
you ever go to Beatport?
Yes, and I love that everybody's now making Afro house and like the whole Beat with Top 100 sounds like Adam Port. It's amazing, man.
I thought Ralph was kind of the negative guy in this whole show, but it turns out
No, you
it's
Dude,
Jay
I'm
all along.
never negative,
I
man. I'm
am
Mr.
always negative.
Positive.
I am always negative. But
Okay.
I love it when when something people are creative and create new stuff and
Yeah.
um
I
yeah, and I
just
think
came
that's
across
also
this guy. I
something
have to look him up.
if you break through with a bootleg, it's really hard to follow that up. Um because the expectations are going to be high, but yeah, I mean,
We have melodramatic in the chat saying original is creating dreams, bootlegs is chasing dreams.
wow.
Sounds like a
That's
tile
deep.
wisdom. I like
Mic
it.
That's
drop.
mic
But
Mic
drop,
drop.
yeah.
still, I was running across this guy called Semi Virgie. He makes cool, authentic stuff, Jay Hardway. Maybe it's something for you to look up.
Hmm.
And it's still out there. There's a lot of
What's his name?
people. Just Semi Virgie.
Semi Virgie.
Yeah.
But
Virgie,
does he get any recognition
Virgy.
for it?
Oh yeah, he's doing well. He's getting some traction. I think he does some really cool shows by the look of it. He also has kind of a hit
Hmm.
called
Kind of
If You Need
hit.
It.
What does that mean?
It's like 40 million streams or so. Does well. I don't know when it's been
Decent.
released. It's a cool
And is
track.
and is that an original as well?
It's an original. But I also liked the track Kisses. That was kind of mainstream
From
also. I'm not gonna sing, by the way. It's called Kisses.
Kisses.
There's a lot of
Okay.
bootlegs made of that
No,
track,
Yeah.
but also
Hey,
the original is cool. I
a lot
liked
of
it
no.
a
I
lot.
bootlegs.
think I think
Hey,
what
which? Oh man, I really love the track DNA.
from
Billy
who?
Gillies and Hannah Boleyn. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, but man, that track is insane. I love it so much.
Maybe I don't know what it is, but like I do see some of those artists who then make big remakes, and then they get played, and then they are everywhere saying and claiming, I made that song, this is mine." All their posts are
And
about that
Bunt,
one song.
he's doing cool stuff. He has an insane tour coming up. I mean, there's so much cool stuff. It's also what you look for, and yeah, you're kind of on the hater rate.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
mean,
No, for
it's
sure.
that's
He's on the
I'm getting
street
that
this
old. I
week.
mean, I'm allowed.
that's
I have
always
two
been
kids.
there,
I get old.
No, but when Sam and Lucas and Steve, they were like for me back then, they did a lot of
Yeah, but Lucas and Steve had
remakes
a
or
lot of
interpolations.
original
They
songs.
did the Aha song, right?
No, but they already had
Hmm.
like many original songs with original melodies.
I think that was the breakthrough.
Before that, you mean?
Yeah, before, yeah, they were
Yeah.
just already having an online community and
Oh, and
yeah,
Sam Feld, he came with that track.
show me love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, the
Mm.
guy who made the remix, that was the hit.
yeah, which is funny. Yeah,
Yeah, that started his career. No, but I mean,
yeah, yeah.
it can start in all these
No,
ways,
but
and
I'm
doesn't
not
even matter.
hating on the individuals doing it. I'm just like maybe it's just like I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't
No,
boast so much as I see some of the guys do with like, look, that's my song. Yeah, but it is your song. It is a good song, but you also slapped one of the biggest hits of the past 20 years on it. Yeah, maybe that's just my kind of like calm
I
yourself.
always
Maybe it's
said
my Dutch stay
I to
humble kind of.
to counter melodramatic. I always say if it sounds good, it is good, and I don't care how you make it. But if it sounds good and people are willing to play it, it has a right to exist. And
I
why wouldn't you do it?
100%.
I
Yeah, and I
reposted
mean the
a
one
100%,
clip.
person
but
is
it's
more.
also Also, what I
Mo-
miss in DJ sets, it's too easy. And if I go to a live DJ set, I don't want to hear all the hits. I want to hear those songs that he dares to play that not everybody knows yet, and we're like, hey, what's this?
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
but
also
this
cool.
is the conversation we had last week with the whole entertaining versus DJ thing. As in, I think there's a big audience out there who just wants to be entertained, and there's this few nerd guys like us who are in the corner listening to the actual song
No,
and to the
man, I want to be
transitions. And
entertained too. Hey,
yeah,
do
but
your
like
thing.
Yeah,
I think we are not necessarily the most representable group when it comes down to people on the dance floor.
but
True.
Joey, but now I think you sell the crowd short. I think the crowd is just
Joey.
they that's why remember when we said like as a DJ, it's not you don't give them what they want, but what they
What
need.
they need,
Yeah.
man.
A good
Style
DJ
wisdom.
can provide that to a crowd that doesn't really
So great.
know they don't want hits. They just
True. I believe in the balance, as in, if I looked at my sets, I always try to do like 70% of what people knew of bootlegs or something, and then 30% new stuff. Um, but yeah, it's I think it's always hard to sell someone something that they don't know yet. It's
Hey, but you
also
can also take it as a challenge. If it's that
hmm,
easy, why not do it
no,
yourself?
because
Let's
I
just
don't
be
want
fun and
that.
famous for the challenge of it.
No, but
Let's make some
I don't
money to
want
the
that.
challenge.
I don't chase that. I never chased it. But
No,
it would
but
be
you
ironic. It
well,
would
but
be
do you
ironic if
ever
I
run or
accidentally
do something in sports, challenge yourself? Let's make it a challenge, man. Challenge yourself.
Nah. I got
Because I
make
actually appreciate everybody making something creative. I get it, sometimes it's like weird, like, look at what I've done. I've changed the world by making this bootleg. Man, don't be silly. But it's the role they play, and man, you just
yeah, maybe that's the role.
pick the
That's
rain, you
maybe what
know?
just annoys me a little bit.
I know. I sometimes I also annoyed. Also, we discussed something else in the group chat that annoys me quite a lot. That's people who use waves, like,
Oh yeah,
look
yeah, yeah.
how I made this track, and then they only show waves.
Yeah.
That's not how you make a track.
what
Yeah.
is
That's
They
this
what
show
you
the
magical
parts.
get
They
delivered
don't
by
show the
someone
actual
who
project.
made the track.
Yeah.
And I always say, if it doesn't contain MIDI, it's not your production.
it's
A
not a
real
production.
production contains
Yeah.
MIDI.
Yeah.
Not only
Yeah,
Yeah,
MIDI,
true.
also wave also, but yeah.
I also think that the people who do those videos they sell it wrong. They should just say, "Hey, these are the parts of my song," and not how I made it, because there's a
Yeah, that's
big difference
somebody
in
delivered to me because I didn't do
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe
true.
mix
yeah,
it down.
yeah. I think so.
Whenever I have waves, only waves in my project, solely for one reason: mastering the file. I cannot have all the VST, all the MIDI. I will get latency and then do the mix down, the mastering. I cannot have it in one file. So what I do is I bounce all the tracks, then you get them unsorted, then you sort them. You make put them in all under each other. That's FL Studio style. Then you make cross it down like all the FX in a few channels, not one, maybe three. The basses, the leads, the kicks, snares, blah 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 blah. Then you narrow it down to 20 tracks. Then you can do all the volume mixing, maybe do some stereo, then the mastering, and then you have the track. But when you make something, there's MIDI in there, and you can sometimes like bounce it in the project to save some CPU. But listen to me, whenever someone shows you only waves, that's not how you make a
They
track.
didn't make it
A
themselves.
real project contains
Well, they can
MIDI.
show you the master file, and they could have made it themselves, but you're actually looking at
True.
the master file and not
Yes.
necessarily the production
Yep.
file.
Yeah,
True.
but I
Uh,
think I what I don't get is like I don't think there's a shame in working with other producers. I mean, I
I
don't
do
do
it
it,
every track.
but some guys don't produce themselves and they work with teams, which I am totally fine with. I think that's just a different way of expressing yourself as a producer. But just own it. Just say, hey, these are the parts of my song. Also, maybe credit the people who, because that's also a big problem I think in ghost production. Just credit the people who made it. You don't have to like really say they made it. Just give them credit somewhere, because then it's also like there's no shame. in using ghost producers, but there is shame if you're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Then we all know you're kind of ashamed of it. So
Yeah.
Nah, I
So
mean,
let's
we're
just throw
purists.
out.
We do this quite a lot, and we're purists about our profession, our craft, and we take pride in what we have learned and what we do. And then to see people fake it, yeah, it kind of hurts your feelings, I
If
yeah,
guess.
they fake it, yeah, but if they're open about it, then it's
I
like,
do
yeah, sure.
no, but they shouldn't be. I mean, I get it. It's the game, and I mean, we all play our roles, and we all fake something
I
every
don't think
now and
so.
then.
That's no, that's a
No, and
wrong
it's totally fine. I get it how it
assumption.
works, but it annoys me. Yeah,
No,
Hmm.
but
they're
I
fake.
always think you can still call people out on fake shit because I don't like fake
Yeah,
stuff.
but why would you? I mean, just leave them be, and it's also up to the people who consume all the info to be a little bit
Well,
informed. Yeah, that's not
to
how
be
you
honest,
make
I do
music.
love your quote, what you just said with the DJing stuff. If there's a crowd dancing to it, it has a right to exist, so it doesn't at all matter how it's made. But it's
Hmm.
like it's that little the acting part and the oh I made this or oh we all know those producers who travel the world. They don't even have time to make music. You can see on their schedule, and they are
Yeah.
like posting, "Oh, I'm working on this song," and you know for a fact they haven't made it. That kind of acting. Well, I mean, I'm not per se hating on it. I just think those people don't
Oh,
inspire me, so I don't follow them.
but Rihanna, for instance, sings about her broken heart while she is in a perfectly fine relationship and somebody else wrote it. I mean, that's also kind of acting. It's
No, but she
it's being an
sings it.
artist.
She performs.
Well,
Yeah.
don't we do the same? Yeah,
Well,
I'm a
then
performer.
then maybe I'm just annoyed by the bad acting.
Yeah, I don't
Just
want to be called a
act.
producer
Come on.
anymore. Also, I want to be called a performer. Welcome to the performer realm of Bassjackers. That sounds
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
it
So
sounds
so
cool.
let's drop this statement and tell me your answer. As in, should every artist have a ghost producer?
Yes, every artist should have a co-producer, and because two people know a lot more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really about teamwork makes the dream work.
Definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
working together is what gets you places for sure.
And give everybody credits because
Yep.
everybody who works on something deserves credits.
Yeah.
Don't
So
be cheap.
things go wrong when they start lying about it, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay to work with people, just credit them, and
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have to inform everybody about everything, you know. Oh wait, this piece has been made by that, and I get it from that sample bank, and blah 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 blah. No, I mean,
But it should
just
be in
be
the
real,
credits
you know.
somewhere,
Mm,
on Spotify or whatever. Just put everybody in the credits.
yeah, that
It's
makes
not that
sense.
difficult.
yeah,
That's what
don't
David Guetta
mock.
always
Yeah,
does. David Guetta is known for on his albums and stuff listing everyone, like every single one that has worked on his songs is always listed, even the mastering engineers and stuff. And
but it's about respecting a craft. It's the craft we do, and just respect it. Don't mock it by
yeah,
placing weird
yeah.
videos that don't have anything to do with that craft.
Yeah, true.
Because we're purists and we're have hearts, and we get really
Yeah, yeah.
angry if you step on it.
Before we continue, I want to have a look at the live stream. We've got Josh as always. We've got Melodramatic as always. We've got Jamie Strive here as always as well.
Uh,
Lion Harris, what's up? Y Excellent? Yeah, Y. I think that's how you pronounce it. Y Excellent. Anyway, how are you guys? Nice of you to be here today with us in the live stream. Guys, in the past years, the music scene has exploded with talent, and thanks to some great advancements in technology and the rise of some digital platforms, um, this has opened the doors for many, and also has led to fierce competition. But it also made things a lot harder to stand out for artists. So how can an aspiring artist still stand out these days? So I
Make
would
good
like to
vibes.
start. Well, that could be an answer. Like, what is the biggest challenge to stand out as a DJ in a crowded market these days?
Man,
well,
yeah.
I if you rephrase the question to how you said it first. How can you stand out? It's by doing your own thing, and it is good to analyze what is happening out there, what are the hits right now,
Hmm.
but there needs to be something of you, like what is can you do different that adds to this scene. And if you like something, you should chase it. If you find something interesting, you should chase it. What can be very difficult is industry people slash suits telling you
Fuck 'em.
what do you need to do, because that's often not the case. Like you need to figure out yourself what you need to do in order to stand out, because label bosses and bookers, promoters, they don't know. They just want to um, they're more in the selling business, selling what you have to offer.
Well,
So
they might have some good practical tips based on experience, but it's not like you should take it for truth 100%, right? You could take in something
yeah,
as feedback or information, but it's not
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
that is the way to go, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the only
exactly.
way.
And no one knows the next hit. No one knows the future. So that's something that can be also very liberating, because hey, the thing you're doing right now that no one else is doing, that's one style that you like. It might be the next big thing, but it also might not be the next big thing. But if you can get peace with that, you
Hmm.
can create freely, I think.
The more I think about it, and the more I kind of think about this topic and talk about it with clients and stuff, like really the only really thing, the only real challenge that is in the midst of you and standing out from the crowd these days is your authenticity, because it's not the technical issues. You have all the stuff you need, you have the internet, you have a laptop which you can use. You don't need much stuff to make
You
music
get
these
you get
days.
the wave parts from the your
You get the
producer.
wave pass from your ghost producer. Like it's you don't have
Okay, the old
you have
spice, man.
you've got all the required stuff that you need, but the only one thing that every artist needs in order to stand out from the crowd is to fully embrace his authenticity and to be different than all the others.
But
And
don't be
You don't
that's
have
different.
per se have to
Don't be
be
different.
different,
No,
or
don't be
be
different for
okay.
the
really
sake.
good at what the rest also does.
That can
Yeah,
also
just
be a thing, but just take your niche, right? So if that's the thing that you really like doing, then please do it, but own it and be the best at it.
yeah, yeah. Because don't be different for the sake of being different.
No,
That
true.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just follow what interests you,
Yeah.
and that will make you you. And then
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg famously said, "Who could be you but you?" You know.
Yeah, that's a good one. I was listening to a podcast about with what's the guy's name? The fastest man alive, Usain Bolt. I was
Right
listening
with the
to
flash.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast with him where he talks and explains about his mindset and all that stuff. Very interesting. I'll share it with you in the chat. Um, but he also said, like, eventually all the things that I've learned in all those years of taking all those medals, the one thing that the most interesting and necessary ingredient of my career is consistency. He said, like, that's the only thing I needed to become the biggest in the world. And I think that's very related. What we talk about as well very often, it's authenticity and it's consistency. And that seems to be one of those two things that keeps coming back, right?
But
But
not to challenge the great Usain Bolt. I mean, I would love to race against him on 100 meters. I'm pretty fast. But that's this sounds very dumb, but that's very easy when it comes to sport. I'm not saying it's easy, but you exactly
The
know
cons-
what you need to do.
the
You exactly
consistency
know,
part, you mean?
yeah, you exactly know what you need to train. You exactly
Hmm.
know, hey, you need to be working out. You need to be physically training. I think that's
yeah,
where it
I
becomes
don't
a
know.
bit more difficult
it's
with
it's really
making
mental,
music.
man.
Yeah.
It's really mental, kind of the same because you have to, in order. I mean, everybody can work out or do sports or whatever, but really to change something, to really train, that actually makes you. You have to go so far and dig so deep. You have to push
I know, but
yourself
I mean,
so hard.
it's easy
That's
in
when the
terms of
mental part comes in.
yeah, but I think it's easy in terms of what you should do. Like
I get
the
it.
list of what?
Like lifting weights, I said it
Yeah,
before, if you really are dedicated, watch what you eat, and you lift those weights, you will get a result. It's a pretty sure thing. That's
yeah,
not the
yeah,
same as with doing something like in music or anything marketing related, to be honest, because that's like making a best guess. Yeah.
yeah.
Giving it your best, you mean?
Well, of course, that's
You
always something you have to do, but doing something in marketing or be creative or whatsoever for it to get traction with a crowd, you just don't know. You can put so much of yourself in there, push so hard, but that's not gonna like eventually give you a certain result. And
no say
that's the hard thing. Yeah.
no, but the result is also not certain for the 100-meter sprinters or the
No,
because
no,
but
because
it
that's also really relative. But
yeah,
still, like lifting weights, then there's something
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
happen if you're really dedicated.
Yeah,
And
you know
yeah,
exactly like, hey, what should I train? That's a bit more easy. And I think with anything, that's also with sports, you can be the hardest working artist and you can still fail. Um,
yeah, I'm watching
but
your
I
shirt
think
right
in
now. I don't think
sports,
you're going to be the next Tiger Woods.
who knows? Who knows?
I know.
Who knows?
We know.
Golf is skills, yes, but there's a lot of this in golf.
A lot of
Mm,
That's
yeah, a
why you
mindset.
lot of
say, okay. Mental,
switching.
it's a mental game.
Is
It's really amazing.
is
Don't
there
go
like a
tilt.
certain do you guys ever think about this, as in, is there a certain strategy that you use to stand out from others?
Um, no, not per se. I don't think either Marlon's a bit more an authentic guy than I am. I mean, that's why I'm not on stage. I'm really boring to look at. I'm really like 13 in a dozen. I know, I get
You're
it.
perfect for radio.
Perfect, man. Beyond perfect, actually, the best. No, also really modest. No, but we look at ourselves and how we want to present ourselves, and also with music. Yeah, I like to do a lot. I'm really a fan of what I do, and I love it so much. I want to be really, really good at it, and I want to be perceived as one of the greatest. Yeah, well under under my way, but well on my way, but oh, that's why we like to do so much. I want the recognition. Yeah, that's something that drives me.
And did you always had that mindset, or is it something you've developed over the years?
No, no, no. That's something that drives me. I don't per se have to want to be the best because I don't think this is something you do that you can be like the best in. But I want to be perceived as somebody who knows his craft and serious about it.
Hmm.
And yeah, I hope people. Yeah, you never know, but yeah, I like to think I am. I know what I do and what I leave for it.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
My tactic always comes down to just making a lot of music. If you just make, you do need, I think, some kind of talent or some kind of idea what you are good at. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. Not per se talent, but kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses. But if you make as much music as you possibly can, time wise, for me, from things always start like rolling from there. From there, I find, oh, I want to work with that vocalist, or from there, I find what I don't want to do. And always in my career, it has come down to that. Just if I create more music, and not per se like quantity over quality, but just getting into that creating. I also, because then I create, let's say, 100 ideas, from which 10 are maybe really good. Instead of I
Hmm.
create 10 and one is really good. That's that's then how I see it, and I think that's always been my tactic. And I don't have a never had, probably never will have a longer term tactic, because I don't know a year from now what my whole life will look like, and I've never cared for like 5 years from now.
Hmm.
But that's, I think, also just personally, because I don't dwell too much on. the future or the past. So yeah,
Okay. You mentioned talent, and that's interesting as well because that's also what Usain Bolt was talking about. As in, he remembered his coach telling him in the earliest phase of his career when he first started doing Olympics, which he actually lost in some kind of way. And he said that his coach told him, like, there is a point in your career where everyone around you has just as much and maybe even more talent than you have. So the only thing that differentiates you at this point from them is the hard work. So you've got talent that can get you to a certain point, and from that point off, it's a matter of hard work and yeah, doing the reps, right?
determination. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that that's something that could make you stand out in a saturated market these days? Like, is that the difference? Like, can talent get you somewhere, but the difference really gets in once you start
It's
putting in the
I
hard
think
work?
I think talent comes down to one thing, because I'm not sure if like some people are gifted and some others are not. Talent, I think maybe it's a rephrasing of what talent is, but it's like you know yourself something that you are really good at, despite anyone saying anything to you. And if you truly believe in that, and that's something you can't really fake, you just need to kind of know,
Mm-hmm.
then you can really get somewhere with that if you persist. Because that's the thing, you're gonna find times where it's like, oh, maybe I'm not as good. Others tell you to stop, or you feel like stopping. You need to continue, if you want to accomplish anything, because talent only goes so far, is also, I think, probably what Usain Bolt means by that. Talent can get you somewhere, but not th- not that far, let's
Not
say.
the highest point, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, like I always, when I started looking back at my own career, I always wondered, am I talented? Because I didn't had any clue about music theory. I couldn't read notes. I didn't know how to play an instrument. So talent, I never really believed I had talent in music, and somehow I did manage to create a career out of it. So looking back at my career, I am convinced that my success came from the persistency as in and consistency. So I just loved the thing that I was doing, which caused me to be able to do it every single day in, day out. And all those years of work resulted into some sort of success. But I don't necessarily would say I am talented, you know. Garrix is talented to me. Hartwell is talented. But to me, I wouldn't necessarily say it was talent that got me so far. It was more the hard work.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
How's
think
that?
the
Thank you
hard
for
work,
sharing your story there,
this
Joey.
I
I
just
think
opened my heart and you just crushed it.
I think hard work, you need that to get anywhere. You to accomplish anything worthwhile, you need that hard work. Talent you don't need, but it comes in handy every now and then. That's what I think.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself talented, Ralph?
No, not at all, man. I'm a big fraud.
No, but
And
is it more the hard work or is it that you really
definitely,
have
no.
something over someone else?
For me, it's the hard work. I know I have a great mentality. I'm also pretty harsh for myself. I know exactly what I cannot do. For those reasons, I go to other persons, whether it's music creation or other stuff. I think that is one of the most important things, just to be honest to yourself and see yourself for what you are and not for what you want to be. And all the gaps the stuff you don't know, maybe you can still learn stuff that you cannot do. It's actually you should. But yeah, for what you're not good at per se, yeah, go to other people. Try to learn those crafts as well. Maybe you can do it yourself in the future. And but yeah, for me, definitely, I'm not talented at all.
Hmm. You really developed the skill yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, you just start with it and you think it's fun making music. It was still fun, always was fun. And but then when it gets serious, yeah, then the world starts to ask more and more of you. and then you cannot deliver. I'm not the Messi of making music. I heard the guy never practiced free kicks, and still he scored a lot of free kicks for
Hmm.
somebody, especially for somebody who
Yeah,
never
but
practices.
yeah,
And Ronaldo, he's like the living example of putting in the hours and the work, because man, dude is a machine,
yeah,
and
but
he
yeah,
didn't have the talent, but
but
he
Messi was
still.
also his whole life on a football pitch from young age. So
Okay,
that's
okay,
yeah,
okay. But Ronaldo stayed after the practice and practiced his free kicks, and Messi just went home being Messi and chilled, going
Hmm.
watch Game of Thrones, which is also nice.
True.
Not the last two seasons. Fuck, man. Let's talk about that. No,
I haven't
but
seen it.
no, and but I think everybody has to put in. Everybody at some point encounters. I think if you do this and you get far, you have a talent, and some have more than others. I mean, if I watch Avicii, dude,
Yeah.
that's so sick, man. The dude's insane, and I cannot compete. I know, but there are ways to compete.
Yeah.
But you have to be smart about it, and strategic.
Okay. So, what do you guys think makes the difference between success and failure in this business?
It, if everybody puts in the work and does his best or her best and just tries and delivers all, push yourself to the limit, then there's only one factor left: coincidence or luck,
Yeah. So
timing,
keep going until you kind of are in the right spot at the right time in the right moment.
and you cannot control it. For some, it will
that's
happen
you
sooner,
just
some later, and for some, never.
Joe, you just said it. It's keep going. That's the only thing that will separate you from the rest. Will get you success, or maybe not. But that's why you have to love this because you got to keep going. If my success dries out, I will still make music. I will do this. I will still do this. I will have to find other ways to make money, but I
You
will
know,
still do this. And I think that's
yeah.
where a lot of friends who said when I was 18 and they said, "Oh no," and really good friends of mine also said like, "No, I don't think you have what it takes." I really, and they said it respectfully, like, "Yeah, man, but that's not a real career," stuff like that. But a lot of them also did stuff like that, made music, played drums or whatever, but they stopped. They stopped going for it, really going for it, and I just kept going for it. Doesn't mean I didn't. I still got very lucky, but I would still be going for it. I would just probably have a job on the side, let's say, or music would be on the side, but it would still be there just because
Mm.
I love doing it. I always want to keep making music.
Yeah, and making it, it's hard because I do get some demos in the mailbox from really talented people, and they make good stuff. Sounds cool. Yeah, we might even play it, and but still, then I go to think about it and think like, okay, will this person ever break through? Are they really that special? Mm,
Yeah, but
that's
that's
kind of
that's where
hard
you
because usually it
yeah
already kind of exists. And
you need the luck
man,
there. I think that's where the luck and the timing and some kind of story. If you look at my career, how it happened. I mean, I obviously came up with Martin Garrix, who had a number one hit worldwide for a 15 or 16-year-old, which is a story. That's like he's broken through. His next single is with me, and he takes me with him on tour. That makes me like, oh, they're the young guys from Holland, and you have Julian Jordan there as well, and
Brune,
some other guys.
Were you the
So that
track
makes
after Animals?
yeah, the first single after.
Good
So
timing.
like that makes well, that's
yeah,
just they decided after. So it was like for me like a huge
Okay.
thing, but that made for fans, for bookers, made the story interesting around me because I've been talking to labels before Wizard. I was talking to Spinnin' already, and they were kind of like, "Yeah, your music's good, but." there
What's the
wasn't really,
story? Yeah.
and I think that's just the luck you need, but also kind of yeah. I mean, that's what I always say, and I said it during the artist coaching event. It's like, yeah, uh, before Garrix blew up, I was already working with him. And then I always say you should focus, if you're a beginning artist, on the people around you and the producers around you, and not per se only on the already successful names, because one of the next successful names could be in your group, let's say, in the
Hmm.
people you know.
Yeah, and the only way to kind of um, become lucky is by keep going, working with those people, keep delivering the tracks yourself, so that if an opportunity arises somewhere in the
You're
future,
ready.
you will be there and you're
You will be
ready.
ready. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is a quote I saw somewhere. It's like you learn from the you learn like if you look back on life about life, but you live it
Reflecting.
facing forward. So like you
Yeah.
can't learn until after. So you just gotta do.
Well
Just
said.
gotta
Oh,
do.
fun fact,
Hey,
Joey.
You just
hey,
butchered
I
the
meant
quote, but that's okay.
Nike. Just gotta
Cool.
do.
Hey, I'm actually looking at it now. I see Wizard being released. That's late 16/12, 2013. That's 16 December. Is that correct?
Yep.
Then it got on Beatport. And that was actually the second track after Wizard. And I'm now looking, the third track, there's a Martin Garrix edit of Cracking by Bassjackers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What up?
Sick.
You
Yeah, I
guys had
actually
good
thought there
timing.
was something in between, maybe Dub Vision or Firebeats,
Proxy?
but I.
Was
Huh?
Proxy there? I
Proxy?
think Proxy was maybe
Proxy.
No, I
there.
think it's before.
Proxy was
Hmm.
after Wizard for sure. Oh,
Um,
Kraken was before Proxy, you mean?
no, I don't even see where Proxy is, man.
That's
Proxy,
weird.
where you
Proxy.
are.
It wasn't
Anyway,
maybe an official release, but it was
Oh, I saw it here. Wait. Proxy. I
yeah,
had Backlash with Dub Vision. Yeah, that was also a good
hmm.
track.
great record.
Helicopter. I
Firebeats.
just saw
Ah,
Proxy
with
here.
Firebeats,
Turn
yeah.
up the speakers, man.
Oh, that
Oh yeah,
was
Proxy. Yeah, that's true, man. Proxy is oh yeah, right after Cracking, a month later.
Nice.
yeah. The guy delivered some hits.
Yes,
Imagine
sir.
Let's
you wrote that, half of that.
which one?
Proxy.
Was that you?
Yeah, yeah, it was me and Martin.
Ah. Ah, okay. I don't know.
Already. But you're
I
not
thought
named on the bill.
I'm not named on the bill, no. But it was a free download on Spinin. And it was just like an in between track kind of thing.
Yeah, because I saw the release date was 4 days after Helicopter.
Yeah, it was kind of like out of nowhere, which was really funny because in Holland it also became a dance smash on
Hmm.
Oh,
538.
The radio.
already
And
good.
then Martin and me made it, and then we didn't really talk about it yet. And then out of nowhere, they decided to release it. I was already like sure I was not gonna be on that track if ever released as a featuring artist. But then we were like, hey man, what
What's happening?
what was the deal again? He was just like, no, 50-50, no worries, and came through. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Like a real
Let's
man.
dive into the community questions, guys, because we have some questions in the community.
Let's go.
For those who are listening right now, if you're not part of the community yet, make sure to join our Discord community. The link should be in the description or, yeah, in the description of this podcast. You should
So
find it
give
there.
us a thumbs up, press the like button, comment, share it with your friends,
Subscribe.
your
That's
kids.
why
I don't know what.
I have you guys. I keep forgetting that.
I
Because
also mentioned the podcast at my radio show, which will be aired well across the globe. So
Ooh,
let's
hey.
see. Let's
ooh,
see if
close
people
the
are actually
gates.
listening.
Close the gates. Yeah.
Now we're gonna be famous.
Yeah, exactly.
Brace yourselves.
Anyway, people can ask questions in the community every week, and we got a question from Melodramatic this time.
Yeah,
Team, what?
who made the Fuck the Suits track? It was
That's
funny.
him.
Oh,
That's
that's
him.
him. It was
Did you
funny.
check
I
it?
liked it, dude. Yeah, I checked it. Yeah.
Ah, nice. That's him.
That's cool.
Team, what are your thoughts on Submit Hub and curators to help push out your releases?
Submit Hub? I don't know it.
Yeah, I used it once for for a song on an alias.
Boy.
Um, no, less try. But this song got like 1,000 streams. But it was one of those things that I was like, I want to release it and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Let me
Don't you
see. It
know
has.
it, Ralph?
Nope.
No, it's a platform where you can send out your music to third-party playlists.
Okay.
I used
So
it once,
Noted.
and I got 2,000 streams. Now the song has 2,000 streams. And what I really saw is it got picked up by some of those playlists I sent it to. You
mhm.
got some feedback, which I that was probably the most valuable. Like some curators actually give like good feedback. But it's also like you get plays for a week or 2 weeks and then it's gone. So it's yeah,
Yeah, you know,
it's really difficult to.
I have very different stories, to be honest. Like, I have a lot of clients working with Submit Hub, and some of them are very positive, and they swear by it, as in um, they would almost say that that platform took care of the most of the streams that they got in. And some people release and promote their song through that platform and didn't get any play. So I think it's still it's another tool, you know, it's another tool in the toolbox, and it still comes down to your music and does it fit
Mm.
the playlist? Is it a good song?
Time, place, coincidence. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not just, you can't just black and white and say like the platform sucks or the platform is great, but it's just another tool to promote your music.
Well, if
And
it works for quite a lot of people, then it's probably great.
I think it can work. It's not that expensive. You pay, I think it's about $1-2 per playlist, and you only pay if they actually listen to your song. So that's also a good feature in
That's
my
a good
opinion.
feature for sure.
So if you would
So
send it
people
out
are
to,
getting paid for listening to your music.
yep,
Nice. I want to.
yep,
Where can I apply?
Maybe
that's a
that's
that's
why
a
you
job.
got very positive stories because they own playlists. And they're like, "Yeah, I
No,
love
no,
Submit Up." It's like people saying, "No, you shouldn't buy houses. You should only rent." And they have like 6 apartments which they rent out.
yeah, yeah. No, I know that they don't own the playlist, as in it's just that the track got featured in a certain playlist which was highly active, and that really resulted into a lot of plays. So it's just another tool that might work or might not work. It's just something you should give a try and see if it works for you.
Spotify is really data driven now.
Yeah, true. We also got a question from him. Question for Ralph. Do you think master bus compression is necessary if limiters are used throughout the mix to control all the peaks?
Master bus.
Compression.
Yeah, you should use compression on your master bus. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said that if limiters are used throughout the mix to control all the peaks, so there's probably not a lot of peaks left, and then you
Yeah,
still
I get
use
it. I get it.
compression.
You're gonna
I
get
would
peaks
always
anyways.
compress. Yeah. Well, probably doesn't do so much then anymore. But yeah,
No, but
there's
your peak is compared to other sounds. That's where your peak,
nah, yeah, no,
you know?
of course, but I get it. That's also within my master chain. At first, you're gonna like limit the peaks, not
Yeah.
with through a limiter, but you will limit the peaks, and then you're gonna have a maximizer on it. Yeah, I think it could work also if you compress or maybe even limit or however you want to do it on several tracks, and then all reroute to the master. But I would always compress when going into a master. Yeah,
Okay.
at first compress. That's the one of the first steps.
Here's a question for Jopke. Let's
But
say,
I want to point out it makes total sense. It's a good way of working.
mhm.
I don't do it because everything I steer in is always it's pretty low of volume. Yeah, I'm just thinking, okay, what peaks, sometimes like certain collapse, it's those kind of sounds. Would I compress those? You have reverb in there. I don't know, but can work theoretically. Yeah. Love it.
Okay. Question for Jopke. Let's say you made an amazing top 40 radio demo as good as Kygo, Geta, Kelvin, and you just want to try to get the most famous singer possible as a collaborator. What exact steps would you take in your current position?
What exact steps?
Exact steps.
Um,
I'm
well,
curious too.
Call the publisher?
Yeah.
I would sit back and let my talent do all the work, and it would just happen.
Let my co-producer do all
No,
the
I
work.
think I would think about
Manifest.
who I want as a singer on it first. Have a wish list. Make a wish list as in these I really want, but like AAA. So like probably not gonna get, but who knows? So like Chris Martin, Bono, Elton John, whatever.
Bono.
Um, make a list
Dude.
of I don't know.
Elton
I'm
John.
just trying to
Come
name the
on.
most famous people I know. Bono is one of the most famous singers ever.
Do you really think he can sing
No,
nice?
but it's about being famous. It's about you want the famous
Oh, I
singers,
thought you were
not the
one of
good
those guys
singers.
who want to make something
I know.
beautiful, and
I
you're all about
listen.
fame.
I
Then in
no.
the end,
Look,
everybody
you're not.
listen. Jay Hardway is all
I
about
listened
the
to the
fame.
question,
Like,
Ralph.
I don't know
I
what you're talking
actually,
about. In my head, I went directly to Dua Lipa. Like there was no
I
second between.
actually, I actually
He can
read the
sing
question
really
where it
good.
literally says, "And you wanted to try to get the most famous singer possible as a collaborator." That's the
Yeah,
literal
that's true. Yeah,
phrasing of the
you're a good
question.
listener. Yeah, I
The
stand
most
corrected.
famous singer. Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah,
I make a
Facts.
list who I want, like
still
myself.
Bono. Man, Gen Z will be like, Bono? Isn't
Who?
he the guy who says
Who is
to
that?
Lewis Hamilton how to race?
Yes.
Yes.
Then I would
Okay, Ralph.
DM. I would DM those people. I would DM those most famous singers ever. I don't care about their talents. I just want fame. No, I would DM them. That's a step that I would definitely follow. I would not expect much in return there. And then I would talk to well my manager, but also to labels where I know people send the track with the whole plan, who I want as a collaborator. Talk to publishers that I know, send the track. So to contacts like, hey, I want to work with this famous person. I want to work with Bono because he's the best singer in the world. Um,
The most famous, also. Come
that's the
on, man.
steps I would follow. But this is the thing, like it's just on my level, it's still going to be very difficult to get those names like a Kaigo. But it's always one of those things where, hey, who knows? I'm just going to try. I'm just going to send it out. I'm just going to keep telling the label who I want to work with, because you never know who knows who. There might be a link you have to someone, or they may have just heard your song or whatever. Chris Martin might wake up and says, "Hey, I'm gonna read Coldplay DMs today." We get a million a day, but hey, who knows?
Let's pick
He
a
might
few.
just open your DM. I mean, that would be my approach. And
Totally true.
in the meantime, if I done that, I will let my manager probably follow up with publishers and labels to get like a good collaborator. And in the meantime, I would be already then working on other music on the follow up hit. So that would be my
And I would
exact my
probably
exact
will.
steps. Oh
Yeah,
no,
that
wait,
I would.
exact steps. I did it wrong. I will wake up. Then I hear my oldest daughter. She's awake, so I go.
Shut up, dude. I
Shut
would
up.
probably will go is that your track will go to a more famous DJ who does have the connections, and everybody hops on, and you get a piece of the pie, and you get a collaboration with a big DJ and a big singer.
Yep,
And that's really how it will probably go.
probably, yeah. But
Yeah.
you never know. You
But you
never
never
know.
know.
Yeah.
True. True.
Hey, and a lot of the
Um.
cool tracks don't have the cool singers like Kisses or DNA.
Like Calvin Harris's songs.
By the
Loving
way,
you
Josh
is in my
mentioned that
DNA.
what was the track? Sammy. That track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one hit
We
the
heard
top
you.
40 charts in the UK.
Oh, cool. I get
So
it.
it
It's
did
a cool
became a
track.
hit.
Yeah, yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Okay.
he has a hit. I can
Okay.
feel it.
Nice.
Gold. Gold.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's it for
Josh knows
today.
Josh knows
No,
his
we have
shit.
5 minutes. We're gonna talk bullshit.
Yeah, you can drop your shameless plugs, whatever you want. Like, is there anything to plug aside from your new
Yes,
merchandise line?
New Egg Boy dropping soon.
New
Wake
Egg
the
Boy.
Fuck Up by Bassjackers. It's the well-known alarm clock song,
Annoying
for
alarm
all
sound
the
song.
TikTok videos. And it's coming out on the 1st of
Ralph,
November.
Ralph,
Huh?
you
You
should
are teasing this
run
song too
ads
long.
on the radio like that. It would be hilarious. Or you
Yeah.
with a suit on, you're like, "Hello, this is radio guy speaking, and wake the fuck up." By Bass Checkers will be available.
Out now.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
Well,
would be
it
actually
is. It's true. It's
nice.
factual. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and it's
And
gonna be out the 1st of November. It's the one you're waiting for, man. The one you know you need.
wow. The
Yeah,
confidence
I'm
of this
passionate
guy.
about my own shit. And
Yeah.
then 2 weeks
Noted.
later, we have Boadicea. It's also a cool track. It's already it's with
Buadisia?
yeah, it's like the remake of the Enya song. We wanted to call it The
Hmm.
Great Escape, but it's gonna be full cover, and then you have to uh have
Use the
the
same title.
same title. Yeah. And then 3 weeks after, I think on December the 6th, we have Corfield Chase. What up, Hans? And
Hans. Dude,
we also have
because of
Stereo
you,
Murder coming out in the meantime. And
Ralph,
yeah, we have
because
quite
of
a lot.
you, my whole timeline, well, not necessarily my whole timeline, but a lot of my timeline is now all about Hans Zimmer.
Yeah. Well,
Hanski!
he's also pretty good. Hans, if you're listening, call me.
Yeah,
Send
and
me a
then what?
DM.
And
Yeah,
then
and
what?
then
Yeah.
what?
Then we go
Hello,
like,
Hans.
oh, Hans,
Big fan.
wie geht's? Alles gut?
Hey, the and then what is actually something to really think about. Because sometimes in my the beginning of my career, I wanted to meet like famous DJs or famous people, whatever. And then you're like, you meet them, and you're like, hello, how are
Hello.
you? And it's like, it's good to think about because I noticed it during Amsterdam Dance Event as well. People come up to me and they don't really have an idea what they want to ask or say or do. And it's like, it's a good thing to think about. What if I want to meet Tiesto? I might meet him there and there. If you have a question or something, it's just smart to just think about because sometimes you realize,
I know what you
yes,
should
he's
do.
very famous, but I don't need anything from him.
It's what you should always do. Ask their phone number.
Do you think anyone will give that?
No, but you should always. Yeah.
Why
Oh,
would you?
mind me, or I can send a DM, maybe on Instagram. What do
Yeah,
you prefer? And or email,
yeah.
dude. Come on, or just phone number. Come on, phone number.
Direct
But
contact.
still, if you get someone's email, do you have the stuff ready to send
Send
it out?
out.
Because that's also if you don't have work on that first, you know.
I'm still nervous when I send out to people like Tiesto. Yeah.
I can
Same.
imagine.
And the silence you get back is deafening.
Oh, man, I'm waiting on my phone. Come on, man. Send something back.
Reply,
Oh, he's
reply.
online. Babe, he's online. Oh, he's offline
I'm
again.
like, always when I call Ralph, I get nervous and I'm like waiting with FaceTime, and then and they say, "Oh no, I'm on the toilet." No, wait.
Not now, not now. By the way,
Never happens.
the track Fuck the Suit by Melodramatic will drop on November 8th on all platforms.
Whoa, that's pretty cool, man. I gotta
It's,
say, I when I was listening to it, I loved the vocals. He was pretty creative about it. Didn't like the arrangement; it was way too long. But still, it kind of I
he made
listened
it
to it.
himself, I
Sounded also
believe.
pretty cool. Yeah, it sounded pretty cool. Wasn't
Hmm.
too bad at all. No, it was actually
So
pretty good. Yeah.
make
So
sure to check
melodramatic.
that.
Thanks, man. And you were onto something. I also love the vocal processing, and but arrangement wise, we have to talk.
We have to talk. Okay,
Oh,
we
can
have
I
to
get your phone
talk.
number?
No,
DM, DM.
DM.
Guys, thanks again for your time. If you're listening and you haven't liked this podcast yet, you haven't subscribed to our YouTube yet, I'm very happy to mention that from now on, we
Okay.
will also do not just the episodes every week, but we will also add like 10-minute videos of the episodes, so the highlights of the episodes
Oh,
on
this
the
is new.
channel. Yeah,
Yeah,
so we will
I'm doing what Joey does.
Oh,
so we will do that starting this week. But if you haven't liked or subscribed on Spotify or YouTube, please do share it with everyone you know if you think it's valuable. And that's it for now.
Yeah, and also let us know what you want from the podcast. So if there's
Yeah,
something
in the
that you
Discord.
like in the Discord, yeah.
Yeah, no DMs in the Discord.
No
Yeah?
nudes.
No nudes. Everyone, bye bye and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Die
Maat.
Riverside open.
Nou,
Wacht.
even niks geks zeggen,
Nee.
want je weet
Ja,
maar
en
nooit.
even wachten tot hij live weg is, toch?
Ja, ik...
Oh, staat er nog iets dan?
Ja, hij gaat gewoon nog door. Ik zie het
Dit
nu.
zijn eigenlijk wel de mooiste momenten. Hey,
Waar zie jij dit
everybody,
nu dan?
bap, bap.
Ik zie nog steeds op YouTube, zie ik gewoon mezelf nu dit doen. Dan
Echt?
mijn gezicht krabben. Ja, dat is echt gevaarlijk dit.
Dat is toch vet, hè?
Ja, wacht, ik beëindig hem nu.